Okay, so yeah, this is my first ever attempt at taking a video of myself to share with anyone else. Hi, my name is Sylvia, and I am a stay-at-home and homeschool mom of 2 lovely children. And I just need some freaking community. Like, I've got a ton of casual friends and people that we meet up with and do play dates. Like, my kids are not under socialized, okay? So like, let's leave that there. But I need my people. I need more of my people. I need like a whole community of my people, and they're really tough to find, it turns out. I have 2 friends that I know that are kind of on the same journey as I am, and that's really helpful, and I need those people close in my life. But I also need a network of people that are kind of in the same place as I am, so that I can draw from you guys and get inspiration from you guys, and maybe start building a place where we belong. Anyways, I guess I should start with why I feel like I don't belong. I am a Christian. I am a homeschooler. I am not a conservative Christian homeschooler. I am, I don't even really know, like, progressive. I'm a progressive Christian homeschooler, I guess I would say. I want a community of people who are like the Unitarian Church. You believe this? I believe this? Cool. Like, let's hang out. Let's talk about spirituality. Let's talk about our shared values and forget about these stupid particulars that are holding us all apart and that we over and hyper focus on until I can't be around you. I don't need it, okay? I don't fit in very well in secular homeschool groups because I do talk about my faith. My faith is very, like, integral in my life. It's a big part of me. It's a huge part of how I want to educate my children. And yeah, I mean, I don't use religious curriculum. I use secular curriculum for the most part, but it doesn't feel like I can be fully myself in secular homeschool groups. In conservative Christian homeschool groups, I feel very out of place. I feel very rejected. I do not use Christian curriculum. I don't want to use Christian curriculum. I chose not to use it by choice. There's no lack of resources to help me find a Christian curriculum. I just reject a lot of the things that American Christians think are essential teaching for our children. And so that kind of leaves me out of a lot of American Christian curriculum. And it turns out that there is not like a huge network of international Christian curriculum that's written in English. So I'm out here in the cold, the in-between. And yeah, I really just hope that I find some people that are on the same journey as I am, and maybe we can do this for ourselves. I know we all have our reasons for homeschooling, and especially with COVID, like, many of us have been pushed into this and then figured out, wow, I can do this. This is amazing. I love this. I want to keep going. And our reasons aren't necessarily sheltering our children, but exposing them to a much wider picture of what education can be. And I'm looking for those people. That's me. Like, I'm not worried about overexposing my children to different perspectives, different religions, even different ideas, different histories, different retellings. I'm worried about them being underexposed. I'm worried about one story, the danger of a single story, right? Okay. I'm worried about nationalism. I'm worried about someone else kind of directing who my children will be outside my own control. I'm not trying to control my kids, but I do want to give them a lot more freedom and encouragement to be exactly who they feel they need to be. And I think that public school can sometimes step on that. Kids are mean, and it's a lot to be surrounded by other kids who expect very norm-driven behavior, appearance, speech. My kid, especially my oldest kid, would definitely be somewhat weird in school, which is wonderful. I love that. I also just don't want my kids to have to sit down for the whole day. I don't want them to just have this tiny recess and this super fast lunch and then think that learning is restricted to sitting at your desk and completing a worksheet and what score did you get on this test. We have our reasons, right? And they aren't always sheltering our children. That's what I'm saying. And I know that people like that are out there. And I know they're not all secular. And I know there's a whole generation of us that grew up in a seriously toxic church environment, where we were maybe taught about purity and hurt by the church, or maybe, maybe we're gay and felt like God hated us. Maybe we were raised on crappy theology that left us thinking that there's this one extremely narrow way of correct Christian and everything else is heresy. And one little question or one little experience in our life threw us off that path and made us realize that it was a lie. And now we're out here swimming in the ocean, unsure of a way to raise our children according to the values of Jesus. Not American Christianity, but Jesus, who we were taught when we were young to love. But then, as we aged, butts came into the picture. Yeah, you're supposed to love your neighbor, but this is your neighbor, okay? Yeah, you're supposed to help the poor, but they gotta help themselves too. Yeah, I'm pro-life, but people don't deserve healthcare. Like, you gotta pay for that. Just things. I don't want any of these butts, okay? Butts get in between me and Jesus, and I don't want them to get in between my children and Jesus. I want the whole picture of Jesus as was presented to me as a child, not as carved away as the teen and adult Jesus that I came to know. Are you out there? Are you tracking with me? Do you exist? Yeah. I just hope that my tiny little reach into the void shows me that we're out there and that we don't have to do this alone.